Funny, someone said we're regional loving bastards.
Oh man, how sweet of him.
Yeah, that's what I
really
thought.
nice. Oh, so is he. So is he.
Yeah, he's a
He's a regional loving
he's a
bastard.
regional loving bastard. Alright guys, it's about that time. So, BollyFools started in May this year, right at the end of May started. And since then, Salim and I have both been on this kind of journey, picking up all of the Bollywood cinema, of the now Tamil, Telugu, Malayalam, Kannada, all of the cinema across India, and really learning to kind of appreciate all of the great filmmaking that's coming out of India. And as it's the end of the year, we thought what better way to celebrate our journey than to pick our top 5 films of the year.
So this isn't a trailer reaction?
This is not a trailer reaction.
We get to do our top 5 of this year?
Top 5 of 2015. It's amazing, right?
See, I've got mine in mind, you've got yours.
Yeah.
But what about others? The others we watched, the special recommendations.
So, as you know guys, you can't have every film in the top 5. So what we thought we'd do is just give a quick mention to some of the films this year that we enjoyed but didn't quite make the list. So do you want to kick it off?
Yeah, so this is not in any particular order. I'm gonna hit up with Baby. We had a lot of fun with that film. The moment we saw the trailer, we had to get a copy of it and just sit down and watch it, and we were not surprised in any way on how friggin' awesome that film was.
Yeah, it's really good. Akshay Kumar does a killer job in that as well. Yeah. So, another mention, and this has been a bit of a discovery for us as well, because the lead actor, has just blown us away in every trailer, and when we finally got to see him in the first film that we've seen, he blew us away again, and that is Vedalam.
Oh my god! Yes, absolutely!
That was the most insane cinema experience we've ever had. I mean, people were dancing, jumping up and down, praying to Ajit. It was insane. But I think Vedalam deserves a place in the conversation. Didn't quite make the list, but Ajit lived up to all of the hype that you guys have been giving him.
Yeah, absolutely. Another one that seriously stood out for performance and a beautiful story was Piku. That came out, if I'm not mistaken, at the beginning of the year. We were introduced to it a bit later on, and again, amazing chemistry with Amitabh Bachchan and Deepika Padukone.
Yep, and Irfan Khan is in that as well. And yeah, just a great kind of three-way performance. So these are some of the films that we considered. Now we have to give a special mention to Manji as well, because of Nawazuddin Siddiqui's performance. The film was good, probably tailed off a bit towards the end. We both agreed that another one of the big discoveries of this year for us was Nawazuddin Siddiqui, and in that he played his role brilliantly, so that deserves a mention as well. But it's about that time.
It is, yes.
It's about that time. We need to get on to the top 5. So, coming in at number 5, we have...
Number 5, Ravi, is Kakamutai.
It is Kakamutai. So, earlier on this year, one of the first Tamil movie trailers that we ever saw, and we were in tears of laughter because it was just brilliant, it was endearing, it was warm, and we were trying to find a screening of that somewhere. We eventually got to watch it. What do we think?
Kakamutai has a very special place in our hearts, and the story of the two kids, the journey that they take in this film, and you go along with them, and it's beautifully put together in every way, from the performances to the directing. I mean, I remember even watching the film, Ravi, we were laughing, we were crying. It was just,
Yeah, it knows how to pull on all the emotional heartstrings, and it did it brilliantly. And I mentioned to the child actors as well. I've obviously never seen them before, but if they continue along the vein as they were in the film, they've got a great future. Yeah. They were like young Dhanushas, and they really did have a great spirit and really captivating.
Yeah.
So Kakamutai's in at number 5. In at number 4
was Drishyam.
It was Drishyam.
I mean, Ravi, like going and just looking back at watching that film, of how cool that our experience was for that, not knowing what to expect, but we knew that we were going to be super psyched about it because it's been made so many times.
Yeah, I mean, it's unbelievable for a script to be remade. I think 5 times it's been remade, and that alone should tell you how good the script is. But then backed up by Ajay Devgan as his role was a difficult one to fulfill because kind of had to stay out of Ajay Devgan mode, where he normally turns into the freaking action hero, and he was much more reserved, much more conservative. And that film was complex. It had you on the edge of your seat. You didn't know what was coming next. And it really did a great job of giving you the payoff at the end.
And let's not forget about Dabbu. The chemistry between Ajay Devgan and Dabbu was so freaking menacing, man. Dabbu knowing, although it was over the top at times, knowing exactly what he did at the time that he did it. But again, we didn't mind it because we had just so much fun with it.
Yeah, and I remember thinking the family chemistry in it was really good as well. So yeah, Drishyam, not surprised it's been remade 5 times. We haven't obviously seen the other 4. This was our first experience with Drishyam, and it blew us away. We were both stunned by it. So
Ravi,
the top 3.
Oh
so
God.
It's bronze, silver, and gold.
Oh, let me introduce this one.
Go.
This was the epic, the crazy, the insane. I just don't even know where more to go with it. Bahubali.
Bahubali.
Yeah.
This was. I don't even know like how to describe it. Like the hype and the intensity and the personal journey that we went on with you guys when we were pretty much crucified on our first trailer reaction for comparing it to something else. But when we went in and we watched this awe-inspiring, biggest budget Indian film of all time, huge scale, massive amounts of special effects and CGI, and the brainchild of SS Rajamouli, we had high expectations, and by a large way, Bahubali met those expectations.
Yeah.
It was an adventure. It really was.
As you said, being introduced to SS Rajamouli, the scale, the intensity, the craziness, the performance, but it was very, very special for us because this was one of the very first trailer reactions that we did, and we were introduced to his work, and we were introduced to a lot of you guys as well, weren't we?
We were, yeah. We very quickly found out how passionate everybody was about SS Rajamouli's work, but Bahubali 1 was very, very good and really sets a very high bar for where Indian cinema has to go with its large, epic films in the future, and I think it put it on the map. I'd never seen a film so well covered in the Western press as we did with Bahubali. It was a stunning experience.
Everywhere, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was everywhere. And number 2 is up next year, so we'll see how that fares.
Is it next year? Or is it the year after? It might be the year after, you know.
Oh, is it the year after?
I don't know.
Oh, I can't wait that long. Right. So that was bronze, Bahubali. Silver. Now this, I mean, we could just cry and you'd know what film it was. But number 2 goes to...
Yeah, this was very, very difficult for us. The 2 films that are sitting at the top right now, you know how much we loved Bajrangi Bhaijaan. And it was difficult for us, but we had to knock it down to number 2. It did everything that we wanted a film to do for us when we watched it at the cinema. Like we told you guys, we were like so emotional all the way through it, but it covered all bases. It really did. And you know, as I said, it has a very special place in our hearts. And if we could have whacked it at number 1, we would have, no problem. But it was just an inch off.
It's the one film from this year. If anybody who's never watched an Indian film before said, which Indian film should I watch? That would be the film, because it does everything you would expect from a good character drama, pulling you in, pulling all your heartstrings. I mean, it was stunning, and I've seen it 5-6 times maybe now, and every time it gets you.
Yeah, we're introduced to some magical characters throughout that film.
Harshali Malhotra got a future, massive future ahead.
Absolutely, and as I said, you know, we will go back to watch it again and again and again, and we will have no problems of doing that. And I think that's the mark for a great film, a film that you could just constantly go back and check out all the time.
Yep.
All right, Ravi, is this it?
It is it.
So, Ravi, what is our number 1?
number one film of this year, kind of blindsided. Just didn't expect it to be as good as it was. I think you guys have probably guessed it if you've watched all of our reviews, but number one film of this year, BollyFools certified gold award, number one film of 2015 from Indian cinema is Bajirao Mastani. And I would suggest that everyone goes and checks out the link below, the card that's going to come up here, and watch the full review. But this film was exceptional and stunning from beginning to end. It was the epitome of knowing your craft and executing it to the best you've ever executed it. Everything from the direction to the cinematography to the performances. Ranveer Singh is a dynamo in this. He is absolutely magnificent, and this is a marquee role, I think, for him going into the future. The one everyone comes back to and say, is he as good as he was in Bajirao? Whatever he does in the future. Deepika and Priyanka are magnificent, and this film, I just, still to this day, every now and again I'll close my eyes and I'll just see like just random scenes from the film. I was stunned by it.
Well, after Ravi, I mean, you've seen the review, he was so passionate about it. And I just said to him, dude, right, we're going now. Checked it out. And guys, I was not disappointed in any way. This film for me had no holes in it. Like you said, the performances, the directing, the look of the film, it almost made you feel like you were there with these characters. You had stepped back in time, and I was completely shocked, walking out thinking to myself, how good was this film? How good is this film? And wanting to go back again and again to watch it. We've now seen it 3 times?
Yeah, 3 times. And it's out of all the films from this year, it's the one that I want a 4K Blu-ray home cinema experience to watch again. I think it's just to come at the end of the year and deliver that on the same day as other, big box office films like Dilwale that came out on the same day, to deliver what it delivered and do it in such a way that I pretty much. Some people have complained about some of the stoic nature of the acting, but that was the character that they were portraying. And I think that to basically deliver a nearly perfect movie at 3 hours in length is incredibly difficult to start with. But to do it in the way that Bajirao Mastani did, surprising, very surprising, and it definitely deserves the award for best film of this year.
Well, guys, did you agree with us? Did you disagree with us? You probably did. And if you did, please tell us, what is your 5 top films of this year? And for any film that you thought should have come in at number 6, number 7, put it down. We want to hear from you guys.
We do. This was a really tough list to put together. We know, and you'll tell us, that we should have watched any number of films, but we've thought long and hard about this. Out of the films that we've seen, we've had a lengthy discussion. These are the 5 that really, really captivated our imaginations and reignited the love that we've always had for Indian cinema, and it's brought us back. 2015 will be recognised as the year that BollyFools came back to Indian cinema.
Well, guys, there's nothing more to say. It's your boy Salem.
Ravi.
Peace out.
Take care.